Okay. Things are looking okay. Besides the echo. That would be a little bit helpful. We'll see how this goes. Don't know how long I'm going to stream, but I wanted to do this at least this week. Get this on the list. I'll wait a minute or two before starting. We'll check settings first. Of course, we're going to have takedown cameras. That's the whole reason for this game. And yeah, that's good. Controls, yeah. Does have Spotify into it. That's a little bit interesting. That would explain a lot of the lack of music. But hey, everybody out there. My name is Dragnix, and this is Dangerous Driving. For anybody who doesn't know, this is an unofficial sequel to Burnout. That's the best way I could put it. If you don't know what Burnout is, it's racing where you get rewarded for actually nailing people into the guardrails and things like that, aka causing crashes is a good thing. So yeah, that's why I'm playing this. You start off obviously with not much unlocked. I did try a couple of things just to get a feel for the controls on this one, because I feel that's sort of important in a racing game. So we're gonna get right to it. I like how it just falls from the ceiling. Like, we don't need to, drive it in. It's just gonna keep on crashing. Hope everyone's doing well today. Hopefully the chat doesn't break like it did the other time. I do like the danger license plate there. So the object is come in first place. You do that by driving well and getting boost. How do you get boost? Well, you drive dangerously, like driving on the wrong side of the road. Or a little bit more better would be to do something like this. Yes. You get a full beat meter when you knock your opponent into the into some kind of crash. And so you want to do that on a consistent basis. Now, note that that can happen to you too, so you got to be careful. Granted, the AI is not as good, but and there we go. We're in first place, got full meter, and everything is doing well, except for us crashing right there. And note how we're already in 5th place after one crash. From what I've seen from Dangerous Driving, it does not like you making a mistake, which I feel is like, I don't know. I feel that's a mistake. That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. You gotta love it when you get a little bit of a combo going. And, alright, we're in first place for the first lap, but let's see how well that turns out to be. Hey, FAQ. I admit I'm not much of a racing game person, so this is... Really, Burnout is the only one that I've ever really played, like, for a long time, besides, like, things like Diddy Kong Racing. Now, note how he already caught up to me, even though... Whoa. I did not expect that. Like, I don't think I was doing anything wrong there, but... They caught up to me pretty quickly. rubber banding in the game, I don't know if it's the rubber banding yet. I got to play a little bit more, but it feels like the game is trying to keep things close, even though, well, it shouldn't be. Trying to get drifts off feels inconsistent. I am playing with a controller, not like a steering wheel or anything like that. I do like the fact that I don't think in the other games, I gotta remember. That is a bad timing for me. So, like I was about to say, I don't remember in the old games, but the cars that crashed apparently stay around this time around. Yeah, that was a bad timing for me because I took third instead of first. Mario Kart and 360 Dinner for Blur is the extent. You know, not bad. It's from some of the former Burnout devs. I don't remember why they couldn't continue the Burnout franchise. I thought that the franchise was given up by was it Activision? I think it was Activision. But don't quote me on that. Nope. Now it does automatically bring you back, sort of, kind of, when you do that. Notice how in that case it sort of like started me over again in a weird spot. And sometimes it's just sheer luck that you end up knocking into someone or completely missing the car coming from the other side. Now, granted, you notice like that guy flashes, they always flash their lights in the cases of you driving on the other side of the road. But if you're coming across a turn, well, that's not going to help. Come on. See, and it's that inconsistent rule there, where I feel like other cars, like, they should still get out of your way. Like, if you hit them in the right way, they should crash, which they do, but it seems to be inconsistent in terms of, like, when it thinks that you're the aggressor versus the defender. There is some wonky physics, too. Like, it didn't interact with that very well. It's almost better if you sort of stay in the back and play a little bit of defensive driving. Yep. I like how it oh god. I like how me sort of knocking into that one guy was thankfully taken care of thanks to the other guy crashing. It is hard to see those oncoming cars that you've already crashed. So there's actually a penalty sometimes if where you cause the cars to crash. That's actually an interesting little like addition to the game. I don't remember that in Burnout. Really? You guys are already back? Well, now you're gone. Come on. We can do this. We've got first place. There we go. You know, the trees are there for so all these wrecked cars have to have something to look at when they get wrecked. So that's one of the types of events in the game. It's not all just crashing, sort of, kind of. That's the best part of the game, in my opinion. So let's do Heatwave. Hey, Yusin. Heatwave is interesting. I don't remember this type of game being in the original Burnout. Those sort of track map position lists seems to be out. Yeah, you know, that is a little bit weird. It's almost taking you out of the action by looking at your position, but that's somewhat I can understand. Now, Heatwave is interesting. Heatwave, the idea is that you can't use your boost until you get a full meter. Once you get a full meter, you will be able to regenerate that meter if you use the meter in full. So the idea here is use your meter all the way down and don't stop. Which can be very, very tricky. But it also teaches you things. Come on. Now, Heatwave, it seems like the enemies don't get damaged. So, like, hitting an enemy, they don't seem to actually take damage. I don't know if that's actually the way it's supposed to be, but it does say at the start of it that, hey, you know, you're going to want to focus on just speed. And so, Heatwave. See, don't, like, yeah, he really, in a normal mode, would have crashed. But, not in this one. What is that car doing in the middle of the road? It is so hard not to want to crash them. And this is where I think this game feels a little bit off in terms of, like, okay, I thought I was doing pretty well. I mean, a Heatwave of 10, reasonably impressive in my opinion, and yet I restart, I'm in 6th. Released 3 games in 3 years. Are we talking... Oh, Dangerous Driving, Dangerous Golf. What was the other one? Yeah. Okay, 15 seconds. You see, that's a huge deficit to overtake. And I feel like, regardless of how I'm doing, it shouldn't be that huge, especially in the early game. And the problem is that it's hard for me to look at the chat, too, when, like, this is all really needing to stay on what's going on the road. Ah, yeah, the game doesn't have any music. It has the ability to bring in Spotify, but I find that a little bit strange. I'm guessing that they wanted to keep their costs down, but I don't know. That just seems like the wrong move. Not to put at least some music, like keep the Spotify integration in, but maybe do something completely different. And again, the thing is that if you're going to have streamers and they're going to be using Spotify, that could get them copyright strike. So that's not going to give you, your streamers, a reasonable expectation for you know, being able to monetize the videos. So I feel like it's still a big mistake. Yeah, you see, I've crashed too many times, and I feel like this game really punishes that. In a game called Dangerous Driving, I would expect a little bit more ease, especially from the start. Okay, so that's they've claimed that. It makes sense. I mean, licensing music would be some of the most expensive parts, but I don't know, with a driving game, that feels like a mistake. See, sometimes like it slows down for no good reason that I see. Like, I brake a little bit, but then it just keeps the brakes going. Hey, Dynasty. All right. So that's the heat wave event, which is, I think is it's a good idea, but again, it punishes you really badly for just like one crash, which again, in a game like this, doesn't make a lot of sense. Face Off is, well, I'm going to try to get another car by defeating another guy. They probably could have. Or maybe use some royalty-free music. I don't know how the licenses with that work, but the idea here is I just have to beat this guy. He starts off really fast, which is, so you're always playing catch-up on these face-off ones, but okay, sure. I'm coming for you. You're not getting away from me this easily. There we go. Yep, the rival crashed. I sort of know that game. Now, one thing I did note about this one is that the arrows here, I don't remember about the old game, but if the arrows are supposed to be like the other way, there are times that I feel like the arrows are facing the wrong way. Man, okay, so I got a pretty significant lead. Yeah, I'm surprised, though, that they didn't use any... Well, I guess he would have had to get a indication from, like, the people who they did music for the other game in. All right, this is going well. Now that I say that, I'm going to probably crash, like, really soon. The cars are a little bit loose. I'm not going to lie on that. But I think my bigger problem with the controls is that, like, drifting in particular feels so inconsistent. Like, sometimes the drift starts when you brake, and sometimes it just doesn't get going. And I don't understand why yet. Yeah, I know. I'm in oncoming traffic. I also don't understand the star system other than, oh, well, you did really good on this one, so here's another star. Like, those stars don't really mean anything. They usually mean things in other games. And I am absolutely wasting this guy. I wonder why that is. That's not what I should be doing. The levels are also for Burnout levels, I feel like they're long. I don't know what it is. Yeah, you get more boost, but you earn the boost along with the just the move that you're doing. So like you're getting boost as you do it. So like the stars don't give you boost themselves. They just sort of say, "Oh, you did this really well in a certain area." Maybe they are achievements, like get a 3-star, get a 2-star. So you barely touch it. So the way with the cars work is that momentum makes a difference. If I hit another car with momentum, it's going to do a huge thing. But if the other thing is a stationary object and I'm hitting it at a parallel angle, it's not going to affect it as much. It's almost like facing something and hitting it at like a more parallel angle is okay, but not when you're going to hit it at like 45 degrees, Dynasty. Maybe for the stars. New vehicles unlocked. Okay, cool. Another loading screen, really? Okay, survival. Okay, I haven't done survival yet. Let's find out what survival is. Tuned or advanced? Let's do tuned. Paint jobs are pretty standard. How good am I at puzzles? I would say I'm reasonably strong there. Now, you have to remember, this game is, and I know everybody's going to sigh, is on the Epic Store. Granted, this was done on Unreal, and this was announced a while ago, but it never was announced. Was it announced for Steam? I don't know if it was announced for Steam. Okay, so I have to get to a certain distance. Oh, I gotta get to a checkpoint. Okay. So, okay, that's... Did not see that coming. Showed you a puzzle, but you said you tried to figure out, and remind me what puzzle it was. I honestly don't remember. Okay, so the idea here is that you can't wreck. Okay, I get it. Sure. I should have read that to begin with. I might have just been distracted by something else, which is with me is very, very possible. No, that was insanely close. Okay, that's a bronze. I could sideswipe just fine. Woo! Those both would have been bad considering I was just coming around the corner. The UI is hella 2000. It reminds me of Cruising USA. You do get points for near misses, so there is that. I do like... I don't like the text of the counter on the top, though. Alright, can I get a platinum medal? Because for some reason it goes bronze, silver, gold, and then doesn't tell you that there's a platinum medal. I don't understand that either. Ah. Uh, what game was it for, Dynasty? What? 1 meter from the checkpoint, by the way. I did have Cruising USA for the 64. That didn't unlock something new? I don't know what okay, a GP I'm assuming is just a regular. Oh, there's a pure platinum too? I didn't realize that. Sweet Seasons. How long ago was this? I know that I should know this, but I'm legitimately going, what? Okay, this is no. I like how it just honked at me like... Oops. Didn't hit that one right. Oh, I should use the slowdown cam too. Because there is a slowdown cam. Oh, yeah, and you could also, during danger time, you can, I think, recover yourself if there's somebody near you. If you crash into somebody during danger time, I believe you get, your car, like, gets replenished of some sort. There is a bit of rubber banding from what I see. It's been very, very obvious in the early levels, but it's only for certain stages. Like faced the one-on-one matches, no. I also feel like the crashes aren't as impressive as in Burnout. Like there's something, like the crashes end up feeling the same a lot of the time. I thought this was to look back. No. There's a button to look back, but it's not seemingly working on my Xbox Elite controller. The AI seems like... I'm not exactly sure. I feel like the AI is got some problems with it, but I am early on, so I expect the AI to not necessarily be that great. Whoa! I feel like that guy could still be driving at this point. Oh, I know. I think the thing is up here too, so I need to make some time. Oh, yeah. First. Just at the last second did I overtake him. Excellent. Burnout has always been the most impressive crashes. I'll look in the... I'm assuming that you're pasting it in the Discord. After, I'll take a look. Honestly, I don't... You see those, like, those puzzles are usually those puzzles that you need to, like, actually sort of, like, not necessarily walk through on a static picture, but, like, you have to touch it yourself. Well, I took him with me. There is some solace in that. Progression unlocked seems to be, it's gold in every stage is that you get an unlock of some sort. So, besides the next stages, of course. So I feel like it's okay. But I haven't even gotten to the other car types yet. And I feel like you have to defeat the GP portion of it. That seems to be a little bit silly to me. Come on. There we go. And now I'm coming for you. Oh, he got me. Nice. Sometimes the AI is smart. Like, he slowed down there a little bit. Never, Dynasty. This is me we're talking about. I'll do my best, but there will always be words I don't pronounce right. It's one of my charms of sorts. Ooh, two in one. I feel like 6 cars isn't necessarily the greatest for this type of mode either. I feel like you need like 15. The car that I smacked into me on the top of my car afterward. There is I think it's some of the blur effects don't necessarily do the game justice, Usain. There is something about it. Carms? It is interesting that they're selling this at 30. I feel like for what is here, 30 is going to be a hard sell. Because I believe there is another type of Burnout game out there by another indie developer. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. I really should have crashed there. I don't know why I didn't crash there. Yeah, I'm assuming that they're wanting to keep stuff focused for the... That was lucky. Thanks for the boost. And it is a little bit weird when you start a cutscene in a different place than you were in. There we go. Like, I understand the slowdown effect, but it feels like at times it's not too indicative of what's actually happening. Come on. You know what the thing is, though? Without that map, it's hard to see where I am in terms of, okay, how much of the level do I have left here? So I don't know whether or not to go aggressive with my boost or not. So that is a little bit of a weakness in terms of the racing portion, at least in my opinion. Come on. Where's the finish line? There it is. Yeah, the car bumping without crashing would happen. Like, it happened in the Burnout games, but I didn't necessarily think it did it as bad as I've seen it in this one. Like, there have been a couple hits there. I'm like, yeah. Is there another? Is that the GP, or is that? Do we have another race here? I should have read. All right. You get meter from tailgating, but how often are you tailgating without knocking into the person? Uh-oh. I'm coming for you, third car. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to take him out first. He has become my new target. Oops. I mean, there was something majestic about two cars flying in the air and crashing into an invisible wall at the same time. It is by the old Burnout devs, but just a little bit less polished. Come on. And... all right, one more. And... yeah, there's no music, and that is very, very weird. You could put on Spotify, but like I said earlier in the stream, I mean, you then run the risk of, oh, wait, copyright. So this is a really weird game for streaming, because I feel like, you know, oh, hey, Burnout-type gameplay. That seems like it would be a great subgenre on Twitch, and yet... that decision is weird, but it was budget-related, so I could understand it. Yeah, I need boost. Oh, hit him. Hit him. Oh. That'd have been awesome if it would have hit him too. Woo. It is quiet. Besides the crashing. Woo, I can now crash with SUVs. All right. The Road Rage one is the best probably one in there because it's, I mean, do the cars ever explode? I mean, they sort of do, but they sort of explode like as you hit them, and the explosions aren't not necessarily, like they're okay for certain ones. Here, let me see if I can get a good explosion for you. We got our SUVs here. Tiny explosion. Whoa! I'm coming for you. I like how it's moving at the, even though I crashed it into the wall, it was actually moving at the same speed as me while crashing. I feel like the physics are a little bit off in the game. Oh. Explode car. Yeah. There's an afterburn, but I feel like most of the time, with only 6 positions on the map, or 6 players on the map, I feel like there isn't really a lot of opportunity to use it right now, which is, again, a weakness of the game. And I don't know what happened there. I wonder if that was something to do with performance. Like, I just don't see why 6. It feels like when you do, like, lose, when you do hit, like, a wall and crash, you start off in, like, 5th place, 6th place. And I feel like for what you're trying to do, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But it makes sense if they had to pull back the numbers. And let me just build up a little bit of boost. I don't know where everybody is. Usually when going this slow, they would be like right behind me, or we'd be overtaking me. But apparently their SUVs are not driving at the same speed. And I also feel like this lap, like, yeah, I don't know. Right now, if you had to ask me, I would be like, for $30, performance has been okay. I haven't seen a lot of frame drops, but with that said, there is, like, every now and again, there's a shutter that happens. And I don't know what it is yet. That is a lot of air. Yeah, like, again, when you're driving this well, it feels like something just does not work here. And I'm not sure what. Yeah, $30 for this is going to be a hard sell. Yeah, and you're right, Usain. It's like, it's getting boring, even though I'm doing well. I mean, what you're here for is burnout. And what you're here is to cause crashes. And I feel like there's something off in terms of, like, the rubber banding, if you're causing crashes and things like that, okay, great. That almost works to the game's advantage, but I don't know. There is something off. There you... Okay, sure. They finally caught up to me and immediately got slammed, sort of accidentally. Like, I'm supposed to be able to look back with a button here, but I'm not... Okay. They're right behind me. Burnout playing a Burnout game, success for failure. Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit weird. Imagine more hazards ramps. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they're later on and they're like trying to ease people in and they're not doing a very good job of it. But what we need to do the best mode of the game, which is, of course, road rage. Because the traffic arrows say you're driving the wrong way at times, and that's strange. Road rage. Crash as many things as you can in a small period. This is what you're here for. So I've got 3 minutes to cause as many crashes. Not of myself. There's a little bit too many turns at the start of this. You know what? Let's start that over because we lost 22 seconds. One. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm into the blind corner. And number 3. That didn't feel right. The crash escapes are actually probably the best parts of it. Like, just like that moment of, oh shit, I just avoided something. You see, like, I want to see the what was the height that car got on that crash. You know what would be great? A crash of the game sort of implementation where it's like, you get, you know, what was the best crash that you caused? That would be amazing. All right. I need 3 more for a gold. You're right. It is a little bit comedic in terms of... Uh-oh. I've got so much damage now. My trunk is so damaged. It's actually making it harder to drive because I can't see as much. Come on, you're going down. Just like saying hello every so often. No. They do feel a little bit anticlimactic. That's the biggest problem. And in a game like Dangerous Driving, I feel like it's like, wait, why? Like, these should be the, like, this should be the highlight of your game, and yet for some reason they feel like just another part. Is there any reason someone would want to play this instead of a Burnout game? Honestly, no. Not in my opinion. Not that I see, at least. Now, correct me for anybody who's been fans of the Burnout series, because it's been a while. The only thing that I can think of is that the heat wave mode. The heat wave mode is interesting in terms of, I don't remember the idea of, oh, you can't you can't cause other cars to crash, but the boost meter refills itself once you use it in its entirety. I don't remember that in the Burnout modes. I don't know necessarily if it's a good thing yet, though, but it is a different challenge, and I do like the fact that they added it. All right, here we go. I mean, they're obviously selling them, though. I mean, they have the budget for 3 games in a row. That maybe they should take the 4th game and take a little bit more time on it for a hit. But yeah, there is something really missing in terms of the implementation here. One. Just imagine you see an SUV doing this on the road. Like a soccer mom behind the wheel. Just trying to get their kid to school. But they have to get there. It's the playoff game. It's 5 minutes left before the playoff game starts. And mom is going to do whatever it takes. Woohoo! Those were some near misses. I'll take first. There is a demo of this game, but I think the footage and the gameplay speaks for itself. And some of these turns, like these last second turns, are really hard to judge. It's a definitely add a story mode. Add up like a postal-like situation, like over the top, like mundane things. Are you talking Weeds like the TV series that I never watched? Interesting. Game Informer gave this a pass? That's interesting. Actually, I haven't looked at the reviews of it. Like, I know that on my watch later list is ACG's review, but I don't like watching reviews and if I'm planning on covering the game, so oh god. How did I not crash? Oh, is that what that series is about? I had no idea. This sounds like something I should watch. See, I feel like they should have caught up to me by now. I don't know. There's something off with the balance of this game in terms of the AI too, and I can't put my finger on which way it actually is. Like, it feels okay, like bad at times, something in terms of unfair to you, and then it feels like it's unfair to the AI, and so it's a little bit strange. Do you have your driver's license? There's your answer right there. Little Jimmy's getting to the game. He's getting to this game, whether he likes it or not, or whether or not he's actually able to function after I crashed 3 times and his bones are all broken. Rage 2 can't... Wait, Rage 2... Oh, yeah, Rage 2 comes out soon, doesn't it? No, I thought it was May. They did come out with some driving gameplay. I haven't watched that trailer, though. So this is boring. Like, there's just not anything happening. Like, I've got a lead. I understand that I've got a lead. I understand I've played these games before, but seriously, I've crashed 2 times and I'm 21 seconds ahead right now. How was that not a crash? Yeah, okay, so this is gonna be a no-go for me in terms of, like, even when it's cheaper, my question really becomes, why this over Burnout? Like, the remastered one. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It has a sideway boost. Okay. Let's return. Let's look at the controls. Well, for the Rage game when it comes out. Like, if you have this song, why does this not... Yeah, and you hit the head, Usain. There's no, like, the shock factor. Like, we've seen this before. It's not like this is anything new in the genre. And other ones have had, like, you know, Need for Speed. I finally realized that at what you were talking about, FAQ, and I'm like, oh. I'm not gonna walk away from this one. Have you driven a cop sedan? I'm about to. Take down... Oh, so I have to do multiple takedowns. Okay, sure. Okay, that's a little bit interesting. But I feel like this is... Was this done on Need for Speed? Who needs doors? Who needs locks? Notice how I hit him against the wall and now he's behind me. And that's actually not beneficial for me. Because then I can't hit him. Get back here! I stopped him. Woo! And that car got really far ahead all of a sudden. Alright, you're going down, criminal scum. One more, one more. That didn't do it? And they're dead. This is a scathing indictment of the American justice system. You know what? This is justice right here. Oh, platinum. Eliminator. See, I feel like it's introducing new types that I don't remember. I'm assuming Eliminator is that it, like, at certain checkpoints, people are cut off. This is clearly the most efficient way to stop criminals, am I right? I mean, I don't see the problem here. I mean, they're the ones who committed the crimes. Obviously, it's their fault if they get taken down in a fiery burning of justice. The city is safe, with Dragnix patrolling the streets. Criminals are too scared to drive. Everybody stays in the house. Everybody wins. Everybody has to play video games for all their entertainment. I like how it just starts off with a crash. So, at a certain checkpoint, the one is going to be eliminated. Okay. Bye. I like how 3 people crashed there. And now we have Soccer Mom at it once again. Soccer Mom's gonna win this. This is for the PTA Leaders Association. This is who determines the leader, because it's got to be someone who takes charge, who's able to knock other people off the road. Okay, so... Okay, 6th eliminated. So, yeah, okay, so it is that. So, okay, great. Well, I took him out with me. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. See, like, I don't get the chance to use it that often in terms of the crash portion. Whoa! Yeah, there are some curves in it, but I feel like they aren't as good as they could be. Again, it's just the crashes. Everything about the game that lacks, like, even if the game was mediocre in other areas, if the crashes were, like, fabulous, there would be, I'd feel like there'd be, like, everybody would be on this game. But because it doesn't have those spectacular crashes, I'm just like, well, why? Oh, no, you're not going away. You're going over that way. I also like how I crashed into the other one in the cutscene and it didn't count. Now, I will admit, this like 5-lap one is going to get a little bit more dangerous as I cause crashes at those those points, and it's just going to cause more problems for me. I like how I literally can't go over 200 right now. Yeah! One. Okay, let's see. How many have crashed? 1, 2. 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, there's literally no way to get around that. And now I'm in trouble because now I'm in last place and they got through it because of me. Yeah, I know. I need to play catch up. So it's almost better not to cause crashes in the first laps on this one. Yeah, but I'm gonna cause your crash. Try FAQ. That would be the tagline for the review. If I did a full review on this, but I don't think it's even worth going into a structured review. It's just a pile of death at that corner now because of all the crashes. I feel like it then punishes you for causing the crashes, which doesn't seem right in this mode. Yeah, I'm not. So I'm gonna give my final thoughts here. Dangerous driving is a pass, especially at $30. That I really have to question what the logic behind $30 for the title is. I understand that you have to make money as an indie developer, but it just does not feel right. It does not feel indicative, especially, you know, come to think of it. I'm going to bring up Steam here for a second. Don't mind me. I thought Burnout... Yeah, Burnout Paradise, the ultimate box. Like, you can get Burnout Paradise right now for $20. I have to question... in what world would you want to choose this game over Burnout Paradise? Especially, I mean, it's a cheaper game. Yeah, it's from 2009, but to be perfectly honest, this doesn't look like a 2018, 2019 game. And see ya, Jay. It just doesn't. And I understand it's an indie company. It, you know, it's not necessarily has the same resources, but you know, if that's the case, in terms of what you can offer, then you got to offer something different gameplay wise. Like, I feel like the Burnout mode or the boost mode is one step towards that, but it's just not enough. And I feel like there's just a lot of questionable decisions, and I do wonder if those decisions were necessarily the design or limitations. Like the 6 cars in the regular just race, that doesn't feel like it was designed that way to begin with. It feels like it was maybe like 15 based on when you restart when you crash. Like in a normal game, there's nothing left in my car but one wheel. But I mean, there's some nice elements to this in terms of, like, it does give you sort of that boost of, like, when you were able to go through this very, very tiny little window to get through a bunch of cars and avoiding a crash. But again, why this over Burnout Paradise? No music. Yeah, Spotify is great and all, but that means if you don't have Spotify and you need a premium account, that's a whole nother segment of money there. Why not some royalty-free music? Why not anything? I feel like the physics didn't work out there. Even the car right here, like this F1, I understand like the flame is coming out of it, but yeah, it's going 230 miles per hour, but it doesn't feel that much different from the sedan. Granted, it's a little bit faster and maybe a little bit looser in terms of the steering, but why did I flip there? Mediocre ones are. Bad ones you can laugh at in certain cases. Like, unless if it's the Quiet Man, then you just go absolutely insane. I like how I'm like just relatively crashing. But yeah, the graphics are alright, but they're not anything special. The gameplay is alright, but again, you've seen it before, and there's nothing special here, and especially with the physics being just a bit off. The rubber banding of the AI being just a little bit off. The first versus last just being a little bit off. I feel like this game needed another 3 months in development. And I understand that you gotta make money, but I just don't see why I should recommend this to people. This is just the Vance Soccer Mom car. You know what? I feel like I need to pitch that to a studio now. Be like, look, Soccer Mom car simulator, but it's like Postal, where it's like it's over exaggerated in every way. $100 million idea on stream. I'd trademark it, but you know what? I could come up with another 2 or 3. Or there's probably a game out there like that already. Can I crash myself? Let's see. Yep. That was the most pathetic crash I've ever seen. Let's do that again. Okay. Oh, well. So, yeah, I'm going to say that this is a pass for now, but obviously get more opinions if you are really looking forward, or, you know, looking for something. Raising the Sun and I think Distance is sort of like a light speed warping like kind of effect, but don't we obviously need another F-Zero game, but Nintendo obviously is not going that route right now. So anyway, if there's no I'll leave it to some questions if you guys want. Also, I did want to check something. I did not try the keyboard controls, but honestly, I mean, if you don't have a controller or a wheel, I feel like it's just not worth it. Settings. What also should be noted, no multiplayer. That I find interesting. Like, the idea of doing an online Burnout. I swear that same beeping sound is in the pre-sequel. It may be. See, hold on. Let me take this out. Is there keyboard controls? The game does not have online. Nope. Not that I'm... Did I miss something there? Because it seems like something it would have, right? But I need to check. Epic. Can I launch the Epic Launcher while the game's running? Let's see here. Oh, wow. It does not like that. I do not believe. Let's look at Twitter here, or not Twitter, just general internet. A new okay, so April 2nd, a new online multiplayer option will be present in Dangerous Driving. Okay. Oh, it's actually due to be Oh, that is bad. It launched. There's no. Okay, hold on a second, guys. This is worse than I thought. So it sounds like I'm reading here. Multiplayer is actually due to be patched into dangerous driving in the future, but whatever the studio has the raw resources to maintain the kind of online infrastructure, so it is not even, it was supposed to be in the game, but it looks like it didn't have it. So they must, my guess is that they're running into money issues, and they ran into this problem. Which is interesting because it sort of explains then why it would be on the Epic Store to begin with. Because, okay, you know, I don't think it's on the Steam. I think it's an Epic exclusive. So it would explain a little bit more about why they would have it go to there. But it does pose a bit of a problem here. Because if you've been following me on Twitter, if you've been following me other places, I haven't necessarily been the biggest defender of Epic Games, but I've also been probably the next level where I'm like, you know, a lot of the things that people are holding against Epic Games in terms of their store is, I feel, a little bit not reasonable. But now that I'm looking at this, there is nothing on their launcher like on the Steam store that indicates if a game is single and single versus multiplayer. I think that is an upcoming. Yeah, it's an upcoming feature. So that does pose a problem. That poses a reasonable problem in my mind. Especially because it launched without the multiplayer, and the multiplayer. I'll have to look into this, guys, in terms of whether or not this is what it was intended. But okay, if there's no more questions, I'm gonna call it a stream. Next stream will be probably Yakuza 0. Continuing that, probably either Monday. Maybe I'll have another stream before then. I'm not sure exactly what it would be. Next review is tentative to Monday for One Finger Death Punch 2, which I'm gonna spoil it. You're gonna want to buy it. I mean, if you like the first one, you're gonna like the second one, but the second one's pretty good. So, anyway, all right, I'm going to call it a stream. If you want to get a hold of me, look in Discord, and from there, I'm going to sign out. I will not stream dangerous driving again. Have a good night, y'all.